That's the thing, Pacho. It's not about what I want with Russo Jewelers. I want the company itself. We, the jury, find the defendant, Devontae Torres, guilty of taking the life of Elvira Russo. Don't ever do that again. Nice place you have here. Too bad your opinion doesn't matter, Finnegan. What do you think about the place, Keith? I'll make up my mind once I see my room. How are you enjoying the house and making Keith go back and forth between us? You could have kept the house, Terry. Remember, all you had to do was agree to joint custody. Why do you got this nervous look on your face, Vanessa? Lorenzo, you really gotta learn to keep your office on lockdown. Let's see how many shares you gave to your legitimate family members. Mr. Torres, today you will hear your prison sentence. Before I tell you what it is, I have allowed family and friends of the victim to share some words with you. The first person who will speak is Mrs. Wanda Mitchell. Hello, Devontae. I was told that I wasn't allowed to slap you or spit in your face. Because of those restraints, I will do my best to hurt you with my words as much as I can. It still blows my mind that I'm being punished for protecting my own son. There's no need, Terry. Oh, really? You're teaching Keith that if a man destroys his marriage, that the man won't face any consequences. What sort of lessons do you think you're teaching him? I've never taken anyone's life. You took Dante Russo's life, and you're not rotting in a prison cell where you belong. I bet you love bringing it up, Finnegan. If only I knew that you and Isidore would be blackmailing me over my choice, then I never would have granted Dante's request. I don't want anything else from you, Terry. Unfortunately, I don't believe anything that comes out of your mouth. I'm not nervous about anything, JJ. Never forget, it's a sin to lie. Don't worry about it. Telling me not to worry makes me worry even more, Vanessa. Unless you don't think I can handle what you're hiding. That's not it. Then tell me what's bothering you. At the moment, you are. Good one. But you can't get rid of me that easily, Vanessa. Of course, Lorenzo gave half of his shares to Clarice. Makes me sick. But it surprises me that Ben still holds on to 10%. I would have thought he would have given his shares away to Max. Benedict, nephew, please don't call yourself the black sheep when your own auntie don't even got shares to our family's company. Ever since I was a little girl, Elvira was by my side and I was by her side. Like every friendship, the two of us had our highs and our lows. Unlike many friendships, Elvira and I were like sisters, especially since neither of us had any sisters of our own. My sister, the only girl I considered to be a sibling, was taken from me at such a young age. Devontae, you took her from me. You urged me to keep your dirty little secret, all the while knowing you took my best friend's life. Like a fool, I fell for your tricks. But Devontae, you're the biggest fool in this room. You're foolish for believing that you could honestly get away with what you did. It wasn't enough for you to seduce my friend, but you had to take her life, all because she grew tired of you. And that is something I'll never forgive you for as long as I live. I don't know how else to convince you, Terry. There's nothing you can say or do that will ever get me to believe anything you tell me. Do you plan to ever find love again being this distrusting? My apologies, Finnegan. Not everyone is so quick to move on like you have with Harley. Are you jealous of what I have with her? After the miserable time I spent? Excuse me, the time I wasted being married to you? Please. As a matter of fact, you'd be jealous seeing the sort of men who come my way. What men, Terry? Fine, I'll tell you, but you can't tell anyone else. Who's gonna believe a schizophrenic teenager? Not funny, JJ. Anyways, do you remember when I got that rose a little while ago? Did you find out who sent it to you? No, but I've been getting texts and I'm 100% sure it's from the same person. And you didn't block him? I did, but somehow he keeps texting me. Vanessa, call me crazy, but it sounds like you're being stalked. Alan, you literally could have been my first target. We work in the same department. We're both around the same age, but I ain't gonna have you getting the wrong idea. Kissing my cousins ain't how I've ever gotten down, so I ain't about to start kissing my nephews either. But maybe I should go after Ben shares first. He knows how it's like to have an auntie. Maybe that could get him to share his shares with me. Elvira was my only daughter, my only little girl, my pearl, and you brutally took my daughter from me. I was supposed to walk her down the aisle. I was supposed to go first. Elvira was supposed to bury me. Because of you, Devante, I had to bury my only daughter. You have daughters of your own. How would you feel if someone took them from you the way you took Elvira from me? I hope you never have to experience that sort of pain, Devante. Not for your sake, but for the sake of your daughters. Because they have a lot more life to live, just like Elvira did. We're done talking. As you can see, this is a suitable apartment for Keith and I, while he's not at the house. Goodbye, Finnegan. I know you'll never be able to trust me again, but believe me when I say that I hope you don't close your heart to another man. I think the term stalker is an overstatement. How? Is the guy annoying? Definitely. But I really think these gifts and texts are harmless. I've been ignoring the texts and I'll keep ignoring them until this guy gets bored. What if he doesn't get bored, Vanessa? What if he gets angry at you for ignoring him? Have you forgotten how long it took for Max to finally leave you alone? No, JJ, I haven't forgotten. But Max ended up leaving me alone. And Max didn't even get your number. How do you think this weirdo got your number? I'm not sure, but I still wouldn't consider this to be stalking. Like I just told you, I'm not gonna reply and this guy will leave me alone. You can't keep ignoring me, Vanessa. Sooner or later, you'll have to respond. You can't avoid me forever. Devante, I don't think I ever hated anyone until I saw my baby lying bloody on the floor of my home. I saw Elvira take her first breath, and you were the monster who forced my baby to take her last. How could you do it, Devante? How could you hurt her that way? How could you leave her for my grandson to find? He was 5 years old, a baby, and you scarred my Benedict for life. You've scarred my sons for life. For years, you would speak to my husband and I, knowing what you took from us. Devante, you are a sick man. I have no anger or hatred towards your daughters when I say this, but since I can no longer see my Elvira again, I hope the punishment fits the crime. Thank you for making all of those statements. Mr. Torres, will you please rise? Mr. Torres, despite the statements which were made, you seem to have no remorse for what you've done. Even as a father, you haven't even shown sympathy for the pain Mr. and Mrs. Russo have endured these past 2 decades. It is clear that you cold-heartedly committed this atrocious act, and for that, I can never let you back in this community again. Because of this, I will be sentencing you to 40 years to life in prison, with no parole. For the sake of your soul, I hope you use this time in prison to reflect on the damage you've caused and accept the tragedy which you have committed. Court is dismissed. Never mind. I can't risk telling Ben who I really am. If he's still gonna hold on to Russo Jewelers shares, that only means he still has some sort of loyalty to the rest of the family. Guess I gotta aim high, which means I'll have to come after your shares first, Clarice. It's only fair, since you're the reason why I got no shares to the company to begin with.